This is Talk TV.
And a good evening to you. So, tonight was the National Television Awards, and hot off the red carpet, and he is looking hot tonight, I have to say, is Josh Rom joins me now. Josh, literally running from the red carpet.
Hunting off the red carpet.
Fine jacket. Tell me, what was it like? What's going on?
I mean, the red carpet was absolute mayhem. The National TV Awards this year were, I'm going to be honest, it was absolute mayhem. And I will say, some real shockers in the results. We had Gogglebox beating out the likes of Saturday Night Takeaway and I'm a Celeb. We had Paul O'Grady for The Love of Dogs winning Factual Programme. Not so much of a shocker there, but something I think is very well deserved. BBC's The Traitors beat out Love Island for Best Reality. So does this indicate the eventual demise of Love Island? And you could probably tell the excitement in my voice.
Saturday Night Takeaway is really old-fashioned. I mean, it's like from the 70s. It's really old-fashioned.
Well, listen, Ant and Dec aren't going to do it after the next series.
Because they, you know why? Because they can smell they've jumped the shark.
They
know.
And they're bored. I think they're getting a bit bored of it.
Yes. They know. They're too old to be doing all that nonsense anyway. Gogglebox, I don't watch it, but I'd love to be on it if anybody's listening. I'd love
Celebrity
that.
Gogglebox, come on.
Yeah, come on.
I'll do it with you.
I'd love that. We'd sacked.
We'd be hilarious.
We'd be sacked within a day. Ant and Dec, of course. Win for Best Presenter.
I will say it was a shame for Alison. I think the country was really rooting for Alison.
Hammond.
Yes, of course. And Ant and Dec also beat out the likes of Claudia Winkleman, Bradley Walsh and Martin Lewis. Strictly Come Dancing beat off Britain's Got Talent and Bake Off for the Talent Award, the Talent Show Award. Interestingly, Hamza, the winner, did not make the speech. Fleur East made the speech instead. EastEnders won Serial Drama, beating out, of course, the likes of Emmerdale, Coronation Street and Hollyoaks. I'm putting my hands on the table because the biggest shock of the night this morning did not win Best Daytime.
I'm not so convinced that's a shock.
Well, I mean, I think
it's fairly obvious.
Well, yes, but also no, because I think part of us thought, people still would vote for Holly Willoughby. People love Alison Hammond. People love Dermot O'Leary. ITV are very keen to prove that This Morning is bigger than any one broadcaster. It's about the show. They're emphasising the show. The show must go on. Holly will continue without a permanent co-host for the time being. It's going to be a rotation of different stars. So I think ITV, this is going to be a real bitter pill to swallow for ITV.
This will be tough because it's the first time, in 12 years, this will be 13 that they would have won in a row.
Yes.
That they have not won Best Daytime. And instead, it went to The Repair Shop,
yes,
which I think is a beautiful programme.
Beautiful move, but actually two really interesting things here. So, number one, when the nominations are announced, they say, and the nominees are da-da-da, and you play all the clips out. The clip that was played out of This Morning was a clip that featured Alison and Dermot, not Holly Willoughby and Phillip Schofield, of course. And the other interesting thing when Jay Blades picked up the award on behalf of The Repair Shop was that before he went up on stage, he actually walked back specifically to commiserate Holly Willoughby before he then moved up onto the stage. So I think, is that Jay Blades kind of this handing over the baton ceremony? Very, very interesting dynamic.
It would have been very difficult for Holly because everyone would have been looking at her and she's got to carry that because there isn't a Philip there to carry it with.
And this is the thing, and I think this moves on beautifully to the next part of this item where I relay the red carpet gossip because, of course, all eyes were on Holly Willoughby. If This Morning did win the award, would she go up on stage? Well, of course she was going to go up on stage, but would Alison and Dermot be the ones to speak? Would she pay tribute to Phil in the speech? What would have happened?
It would have been awkward.
It would have been awkward no matter what the result is. So actually, in all, you could also almost say that this could have actually been the best result for Holly.
Yeah, maybe.
Because actually,
Maybe.
you know, she avoided the attention, that she avoided the critics, she avoided all the deep analysis. But, you know, on the red carpet, we were very fortunate to catch up with her before the ceremony.
I'm surprised she spoke to anybody.
Well, this is the thing. We attract the guests here on the Petrie Hosken show, don't we? And of course, you know, there is that huge elephant in the room that everyone wanted to talk about, Phillip Schofield. And she didn't shy away. As you said, this morning's won every single award at the NTA since 2011. This is their first award in 13 years that they actually haven't won. Before 2011, they were nominated and they actually did previously win. So this is just the 11th consecutive year that they, or the 13th consecutive year that they would have won the award. But I asked Holly the very simple question because, of course, the pressure's on, all eyes are on her. How's she going to react? What's she going to do? What's she going to say? I asked her very simply, how's she feeling?
I'm feeling good, thank you. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Are you missing your drinking partner tonight, or is it keep calm and carry on?
Well, there's a lot of us tonight. I tell you who's the worst, and that's Alice Beer. She's not here because last year she bought loads of tequila in her pocket, and I think it sort of set us all off way too early. So this year, I'm saying I'm going to be sensible, but at the moment I'm being sensible. So let's see what happens.
And how's it been with Alison? You know, you guys are making really quite the pairing. Is this the pairing going forward?
Well, Alison and I have been friends for a very long time, and anybody that gets to be, well, lucky enough to be in the presence of Alison Hammond, you're just lucky because she's just joy personified, and we're just having a really good time. So it's really nice. I think at the moment, what the future holds, I don't think any of us yet know. You know, it all feels quite new, but I think it's like taking it one day as it comes until something feels right, I think, is what we say.
Do you feel like all eyes are on you tonight? Is there do you feel like a lot of
I mean, I've
pressure?
just turned there and there's a lot of stick mics on me. To be honest, you know, it's the NTAs. I think everybody feels like that. It's a big red carpet. You know, all the greatest actors from TV land, all the soap actors, you know, lots of broadcasters here tonight. So I think we all feel a bit like that. I've got an extra tight pair of knickers to make sure my waist is going very, very slim. So I must have felt some sort of pressure.
Bless her.
I mean, I just think it says it all, doesn't it? We don't know the future, taking it one day at a time. Who knows? We're all uncertain. Very keen to pay tribute to everyone else, not keeping the attention on her. I think, of course, she says she's feeling the pressure, the extra tight knickers. You know, I think so much could be said just from that short clip, can't it?
Yeah, I mean, bless her. She's, yeah. You know I'm fond of Holly.
I know you are.
Yeah.
And we'll move swiftly on because
Let's
I also
move.
spoke to Talk TV's very own Piers Morgan.
Oh, Piers,
of course,
who
who was,
see
I will say,
stomping into his changing room after his show every
well,
night.
I will say he was his usual humble self
course, yeah.
on the red carpet. And I asked him basically, you know, his show, Piers Morgan Uncensored, huge nomination for Best Interview Programme after only a year of broadcasting. And
he didn't win,
yeah, but also Good Morning Britain, his former workplace, of course, that high-profile departure, weren't even on the shortlist, sadly. So, you know, I asked him how it felt to be nominated only after 1 year on air.
Well, I obviously don't want to intrude into private grief, but it feels good. It's great to see a new show like ours, only 16 months old, that's actually got a nomination at the National TV Awards for interviews, which is what we think we do better than anybody else, so it's great.
And the thing is, if it wasn't for Meghan Markle, this wouldn't have happened.
Exactly. Thank you, Meghan, once again, for getting me out of ITV and to Piers Morgan Uncensored and getting me the nomination. Really grateful.
Amazing. And tell me, because you've had so many interviews, Netanyahu, Ronaldo, the list goes on, the Zelenskys, of course. What's been your favourite interview and why?
Well, the first one we did was Trump, obviously, which was a mega interview and went around the world. But Ronaldo was the really big one. I think that Ronaldo interview was a game-changing interview for him personally, for Manchester United, for sport around the world, probably the most watched sports interview of all time. So to be able to have the trust of Ronaldo to do that for him was great.
And are you excited to see your former GMB colleagues? You're going to have a nice drink with Susanna?
I've just done a little selfie with Susanna with her lovely new hair. I'm a big fan of her new hairdo.
Amazing. And also, I know you're friends with Holly, I know you're friends with Phil. Does part of you feel a little bit conflicted about rooting for This Morning tonight or supporting one or the other?
Look, they've won enough awards, but I know Phil, I've known him a long time, I know Holly very well. I like to think I'm friends with both of them. and I'm sorry it all ended up like it did.
Do you feel sorry for Holly, like the position that she's now in, because all eyes are on her, the pressure is now on to carry that show forward?
Ollie's fine. She's fine. She's Queen Bee, as always.
And what is your dream guest for Uncensored coming up?
Olly Willoughby.
I want her first.
We'll put a bid in. We'll put a bid in. He was on fine form, though.
Yeah, of course he was. You know, I mean, he has won a couple of awards for that interview, so he didn't win this time. But Vicky McClure, though, that's a name. Line of Duty, Trigger Point, love her.
Yes, and, you know, as we all know, the NTAs are full of debauchery. We've all seen, I mean, I hate to go on and on about this morning. I don't, but I just will. We've all seen the scenes where people go appear on television the following morning and looking a little bit dishevelled, little worse for wear, maybe. And I asked Vicky, well, is she going to take part in this? Because she's not a nominee for this. She's going simply. She had a huge role with one of the big choir performances, and I asked her, well, was she going to let loose?
I'm not a big drinker. I'm going to bore you all a bit, but I'm not a massive drinker. So no, I'm also here with the Dementia Choir tonight. So I always feel a real sense of responsibility when they're with me, and so yeah, I'll no is the answer. And I also have work in the morning.
And what are you working on at the moment?
I can't tell you at the moment. I know, it's so annoying, isn't it? It's like MI5, but soon it'll be revealed.
And also, I mean, I want to talk about Trigger Point and Line of Duty. I mean, did you ever imagine, like, they have literally taken the country by storm, these dramas, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, Line of Duty is like on its own league, and it's been a unique experience. Trigger Point, again, working with people like Jed, he's the production side of it, and giving us his writing skills to the writers that have been on it. But as a whole, it's always down to, the collection of a cast and a crew and getting that right sort of like click together that makes people want to do a good job and perform well. And hopefully that sort of shows, and then the audience enjoy it. But yeah, Trigger Point's coming back. I've not finished. I finished shooting it in June, so.
And do you and Jed have any other projects coming up as well together?
Nothing in the pipeline at the moment, no. But here's hoping.
I mean, you guys have worked together for so long. It's going to happen again, surely.
Listen, Jed's a very, very good friend of mine. We've worked together now over 10 years, so it's definitely a relationship that works. And he's just an incredible talent, and great fun to work with.
I wonder what the new thing is. We'll find out soon.
I mean, but I just find it fascinating. She's working on a new drama, but it's not with Jed Mercurio.
No.
I mean, that's not going to be the same, is it?
Wow.
They've created this almost unique, legendary partnership in British television recently, haven't they?
Well, everybody needs a break, I suppose.
From crime, of course.
Olly Murs.
Yes, another big name.
Another big name. But this is reality shows have not had good press recently. We've heard about assaults happening. We've heard about a duty of care not being there. Yeah. Some really bad stuff going down. And of course, Olly Murs is the judge of The Voice, which is a reality show.
And of course, he came up through reality TV.
Yeah.
He first got his break when he came third in the X Factor back in 2009. And then he kind of rose the ranks from there. He did a bit of presenting. He had some hit singles. He did plenty of collaborations with famous artists. So he really grew his profile. He was one of the biggest finds from the X Factor, from reality TV. So, he's a coach, current a judge, but he came through that system. So he's really at the centre of it all. So, when I spoke to him on the red carpet, I had to quiz him because, of course, as you mentioned, we've had all the sexual assaults being reported. Of course, Rebecca Ferguson and Katie Waisel speak about the mental health struggles that they got and suffered as a result of those programmes, allegedly. And I asked Olly Murs, I took this opportunity to ask him what his thoughts of the his thoughts. I asked him what his thoughts of the backlash was, considering that he came through the system.
Yeah.
Everyone's journey on a show like that is very different. I can only speak on my journey on being a judge, being a coach, but also being a contestant myself. And all the shows I was on, I was always treated really, really well. So I can only speak on my own, journey. And I had nothing but great stories to tell. And it was, I think, doing the X Factor in 2009, no one really can what's the word? They can't. The level of fame that we had at the early stages is, no one could have could never have predicted what was going to happen. And the fame overnight was so astronomical. I was like, how am I going to cope with this? But I felt, in my own opinion, in my own journey, that the support I had was great. I can't speak for everyone else, unfortunately, because I have seen some of them reports and people, ex-contestants and different things, say that. So it makes me feel sad that they've had a difficult or a sad time. But it's definitely something that us on The Voice, particularly the show that I'm on now, it's something that the show's really hot on, and we're really, really great on that, I think, and we really look after our contestants and help them, so, yeah.
And do you think the fact that you were a contestant, does that make you a better judge?
100%, I think so, yeah, for me anyway. Again, I can only speak on me as a coach and a judge, that I'm really conscious of the fact that I want them to, when the show finishes, not every contestant is going to have that record deal, not every contestant is going to get the fame. Maybe they won't get that number one. So I think it's important to control their expectations and say, look, it's an amazing platform. I've always made sure that I'll speak to them every week, or we text on Instagram and we chat. It's important for us as coaches, not just once the show's finished, just go, right, we're on to the next one now. I think having that relationship's important, and I've been very made sure that I was very much on top of that. Yeah.
Olly Murs there. Josh, what a night for you. That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you for those big stars on the red carpet.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
Brilliant.
I mean, what the NTAs it was, I will say, it's all very good fun. Utter mayhem, but all very good fun.
Yeah, very good fun. And it'll be getting more and more chaotic by the minute, if I remember it from when I was.
Oh, for sure. The after party is happening right now.
The after party, yeah. Chaos. Thank you very much indeed. Josh Rom there, entertainment journalist and host of the Sun's Awards Watch. That was brilliant. Thank you. Right, stay where you are. We're talking movies next.